Yeah, we had sweaty tacos and
tacos.
macho bananas. And like quesadillas was, it was delicious.
Red snapper. The red snapper.
5 in the morning, you know we couldn't sleep.
There'll be some guitars. There'll be some strings. There'll be the most definitive of the Deers is Murray's voice and all that supports it. So I think expect some pretty epic singing. It sort of inevitably sounds a bit more rockin', I suppose, but certainly not without the melodic, harmonic components that made the Deers special in the past. I know it's difficult to answer because we're still working it out.
Through the back of the head, through the back of the head, through the back of the head.
So that's part of doing these concerts is it's a bit of an experiment to test out these songs, just us playing them live, and then also like us learning them and even learning the songs. Because whenever we go into the studio, we always learn the songs for the studio. So we don't really know how that's going to translate live. And so sometimes when we play the songs live, we have to change a lot of things. So we're kind of doing the opposite of that. And then, with our producer, Tony Hoffer, to get him to give his input and experience. And it's the first time we're working with a producer. So there's a lot of experimentation going on.
I leave a hat on the bed, leave a hat on the bed, leave a hat on the bed.
Well, he asked me to marry him, and then I couldn't really leave. No, I'm just joking. Who wants to go first?
I was in the band fully a while ago, and left for my own personal reasons. But I've always been. My joke is that I've been a consultant, but that usually means just getting phone calls from Murray when he's freaking out. But then around the time of the making of Missiles, the last album, Murray and I had been talking about collaborating on music, and then it made sense that I just sort of helped him here and there a little bit on Missiles, but in kind of a hands-off way. And then so when that sort of album cycle was done, and Murray, because the Deers is Murray's the mastermind of the Deers. None of us disagree with or will dispute that, but he really wanted to, and Murray and Natalia wanted to put together their ideal version of the band. And so that meant drawing in people like myself and Patrick Creef, and then Roberto on bass, who had been in the band before and still remained friends, but hadn't really been in the band. And then we knew Jeff Luciani by reputation, so it was like kind of conscious but also sort of natural, organic formation where it was like, whoa, suddenly now we have this version of the Deers, was our like absolute favorite version of the Deers.
I know when I was approached to play with the Deers, when Murray was talking about the lineup, he was very excited. That was something that was very, something he really wanted to stress to me. He was very excited to have first Patrick Creef in the band, and especially Rob Benvey. He talks highly about them, and Roberto as well. So when he had mentioned, these guys are going to be in the band, returning to the band, and the excitement he had from that was something to reel me in. I was already reeled in the first place. I really wanted to play. I was a fan, but to know that he really believed in this lineup was something that was like, okay, let's do it.
I have believed that the Deers is more than just a band, but we don't really know what that is. Sometimes it's like it's a family, or sometimes it's a army
Art project.
Yeah, art project. Sometimes it feels a bit of like a political cause where you're like in a coffee house and like now I'm gonna start getting into some bad imagery, but I mean like sometimes it feels like it's a political cause that's being swept up and we're all getting carried away, and next thing you know, now we're out actually playing shows, and it's like, how did this happen? Well, we launched this revolution, and now we have to back it up, So we have to put our not money, I don't know, music where our mouths are. We're a pretty ambitious band, and we're all. A lot of the problem is trying to reel in too many ideas because we're all arrangers, we're all writers, we're all composers. It's not necessarily a pure democracy, but it's a collective spirit. I mean, Murray and Natalia are a family, and we spent a lot of time. We rehearse in their house and have lunch every day at their house. So sometimes it feels like we are a really weird, multicultural, dysfunctional family. But it does feel that way sometimes, you know.
I always feel like I've always talked about the band as a family, and because I think you have to have a kind of spiritual and emotional connection on some level that's similar, I think, to brothers and sisters that you barely talk to,
It's kind of
but you have a connection to them.
It's kind of like how the Manson family was a family. It's like a really dark, disturbed family. That'll get a cut on.
To all the viewers of Marvin TV, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the Deers, or checking us out, giving us a chance. I don't know. What do you guys want to say?
Thanks for having us in Mexico. Yeah, thanks for checking out the Deers, and stay true.
Ole.
Ole.